1 month after demonetization, Finance Minister Arun Jaitley announces shops for those who want to go digital, includes cheaper rail tickets, cheaper insurance and cheaper fuel. And the Maharashtra government notifies its draft real estate regulator rules. Here's the catch. It's been terribly watered down and diluted. Money collected by developers in ongoing projects will not need to be deposited in an escrow account. Manju Krishna tells you what this means for you as a home buyer.
Absolutely no arrest has been made yet in connection with the murder and rape of 24-year-old physiotherapist.
नहीं हो रहा है मेरे को बोलने को, क्योंकि इतना मैं डर गया था ना कल देख के ही, कभी ऐसा एक्सपेक्ट भी नहीं किया था।
मेरी भी 2 लड़की है, मेरे को भी रात भर नींद नहीं। अभी तो मेरे को सेफ ही नहीं, मैं उसको भी कितना बोली अभी तू किधर मत जा, मेरे सामने रही, कम पड़ेगी तो भी चलेगी, ज्यादा पढ़ने के भी क्या फायदा, ये क्या हो गया देख।
There have been a lot of incidents where people have been following us, and it's not really safe to travel alone by train. You say Mumbai is safe, but it's not.
No place is safe because today you cannot trust anyone. Every time you go somewhere, you trust someone. That fears there in the back of your head that if I trust them too much, something's going to happen. If I go here at this time, something's going to happen. If I'm traveling by train right now, I need a guy with me, or then something's going to happen. The mentality of the men has to change. It's not that if you're with your family or outside, it's different. It's just that it can be same both ways. If you're going to treat us as toys, then you cannot expect us to grow.
Is Mumbai safe for its daughters, viewers? That's the question we're asking this evening. I want to point out to our viewers that 3 days after the gruesome murder of a young lady in her own home, while her parents were home, the police have no clue, literally no clue. They have no leads, they have no suspects, and they have made no arrests. Worse still, no representation at all whatsoever from the Maharashtra government has made a visit to the family of the deceased. No solace has been offered, the case has not been put on any sort of fast track, and it has not been put on any sort of priority. This is what I'm asking you today. As a woman who lives in Mumbai, as someone who has loved ones who are women who live in Mumbai, do you feel safe? Do you believe our government is doing enough? This was a city we all were very proud of as something that was safe, as a safe place for women. Why has that changed so much? Why are the young ladies in our city today saying they're afraid to go out? That they're constantly looking over their shoulders? What sort of half-life do we offer our citizens if they are not safe in their own homes? I'm opening up our phone lines right at the beginning of the show tonight because I want you to come out and speak. It's time that we demanded that our government did better. It's not about politics. It's about accountability. Who's accountable? Is it the Women's Commission of Maharashtra that has not even visited, that has not taken stock of the situation? Is it the government of Maharashtra? Is it the Chief Minister? Is it the police? Is it collectively all of them? I want you to answer. My phone lines are open, but in the meantime, in the studio with me, Janet D'Souza is of the Mumbai Congress, Vikram Singh, former DGP of Uttar Pradesh, Trisha Shetty, lawyer and founder of an NGO called She Says, Ranjana Kumari, director of the Center for Social Research, Sujay Kantawala, senior lawyer, joins us in Mumbai. Brinda Adige is a social activist who joins us in Bangalore. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for joining me on the show today. Brinda Adige, I'm going to start with you. This appalling apathy that we are seeing from our government, where despite on this show 24 hours ago we asked that someone from the government make a visit, we asked that someone from the government illustrate to the police how important this case is for the women of this city. We've had no reaction. The government simply does not care.
That's exactly what they have been portraying. Not only do they not care, I do not think that they have a sense of responsibility and, like you mentioned, accountability. First and foremost, the systems that may be there are inefficient and ineffective. Secondly, everybody is very, very happy to pass the buck and place the responsibility on somebody else. We are talking of a digital India, but my question would be to the police department, not just in Mumbai, but across India. Do you even have data of suspects or those who have been convicted? Secondly, if this was a man who was murdered, what would be your stand? How you would have run around? How you would have tried to gather all your forensic evidence that need be? This is a woman and you take it lightly. Often we also see that there will be a maligning of character, not looking at her as a citizen who has been murdered. And all the systems to come together to say that we have to catch the accused, the perpetrator, the murderer. And like you said, at least somebody from the commission should have come, because that is their primary responsibility. But we also see that commissions are again political appointees. So everybody is there trying to play safe, trying to give lip service, and probably at some point knee-jerk reactions.
Well, Brinda Adige, while the government tries to play safe, the people who are not safe are the daughters of this country, whom I believe today Mumbai has let down even further. Ranjana Kumari, the daughters of Mumbai have been let down one more time by this government that has taken absolutely zero action. Zero action from the government, zero action from the police, zero headway in the case.
Say yesterday's discussion, it was mentioned by the lawyer and the BJP member that there will be action and we are going to do this, we are going to do that, and we knew that these are only empty promises, just like all the governments, all the politicians. In fact, they were at each other trying to prove who is better. But look at this. We knew no action will be taken. We knew this case nobody is going to visit. Even the MLA of that area does not have time to go and visit. The State Commission for Women doesn't have time to visit. So it's really, the issue is about not just responsibility, accountability, but it's also an issue where the citizens are not safe, as state is just ignoring the safety and security of citizens, and especially women in our country, and this is happening across the country. If major cities are like this, then you can imagine, as we were discussing yesterday, so many cases go unreported. I think there is a system where DNA profile of all kinds of such suspects is kept by globally. We have gone so much of advance. We are talking about smart cities. In the smart cities, can't we develop these systems where we have the profiling and we would, be able to easily identify, the police can easily identify the kind of people who are around and the perpetrators of crime, suspects of crime, these kind of people, and be able to identify, get them. Otherwise, police is just groping in the dark. They just have no way to, I do not know what kind of, I'm sure
I want to bring in
on the program will be able to tell people after what police does in such cases, why it is. Yeah.
I want to bring in Vikram Singh because I think you made a fantastic point. Niranjan Shetty of the BJP joins us in the studio as well. Niranjan Shetty represents the state BJP. Vikram Singh, we're currently a month into demonetization, and we have a government who's constantly reminding us that they have enough data to trace everyone who has never paid tax. They have data enough to pick on anyone who has stacked black money. I would like to know why this same government doesn't have enough data and enough resources to find someone who brutally murdered and raped and set a young lady on fire. Where are the priorities of this government? What are we chasing? What sort of data are we talking about if we are incapable after 3 days to even come up with one name, one suspect, Vikram Singh? Where are the priorities of this government?
Very well articulated, Faye. Faye, I may submit, seldom have I felt so depressed and sorry as I am feeling today. Yesterday it was bad, today it is worse still. And I think that Mr. Sujoy also will share my anguish, a sense of shame for having failed yet another daughter of Mumbai. Now, the least that the police could have done was to have announced a reward on the accused. The least they could have done was to have had a dedicated team of investigators to fan out in the outskirts of Vile-Parle and get after all those who were old convicts. This is a very specialized kind of a crime. It is not something that a routine criminal would do. It is something who must invariably, I have a gut feeling, must be having a past record of crime and history of crime. Please search your register number 10. And as Dr. Ranjana Kumari ji has said, have a dossier, upgrade your forensics and ballistics to another level so that you have an infallible database, so that once you get the evidence, the fingerprints and other DNA material, you are able to nail him with an element of finality. But all this requires application of mind, training, sensitization. As far as demonetization is concerned, it seems to be something that is on the topmost priority, and it should be, but not at the cost of those criminals who have committed this horrific crime. If you demonetize successfully and are not able to safeguard the women folk, of what good is the money that you're going to generate on the finances? If the element of security is not there, if our women are unsafe and consequently senior citizens like me are feeling helpless, then it is of no use and it comes to naught absolutely. The police can do upgrade their dossiers, put in surveillance systems, and as the lawyer yesterday had said, if you're serious about a thing, and I had contradicted him that if you're serious about thing, you can absolutely bring about a sense of security in the women folk, give a no-nonsense message to all those who such perpetrators of this crime. Mr. Sujoy would bear me out. He has prosecuted many cases, such cases with an element of finality.
I agree with what Vikramji is saying, and to add to what he has said, it is appalling. It is appalling, and if that rascal who has done this dastardly crime is watching this show, he should have that fear in his mind that today or tomorrow the cops are going to catch him and he is going to be convicted.
How will he have that fear?
No, therefore,
cops have done nothing.
No, therefore, I agree. What we need to recruit many more policemen. We need to have, as Vikramji said, we need to have forensic crack teams. Because see, the criminal should not always feel that he is ahead of the law. He should always have the fear that if he does something, and that fear is what is required. We as a society, we all need to gear up the government and make them feel.
So not one peep out of the state government.
It's very unfortunate. It's very unfortunate.
There isn't a single minister from the state government who's made a visit. There isn't a single comment that has been made by the state government. They have not put it on priority. They have not instructed the policemen to actually focus on this case, put it on priority, close it quickly, investigate it quickly. It's just completely been ignored, like it doesn't matter, like women in this state don't matter, like the young girls in this city don't matter. This is the capital of Maharashtra. This city generates more GDP than anything else in this state. The least we can expect is to be treated with dignity. The state government refuses to give us dignity. I will bring in Trisha here. Trisha, I know that you've been working on this case and you've been working on several other cases. What is the treatment that the state government has given this case in particular? Has there been any attention given at all?
Actually, when Ranjana Kumari yesterday turned around and said, what are the women in India, Bombay doing, go down, protest, it resonated so hard. The first thing I did in the morning is go to the investigating officer, to Vile-Parle police station, find out what is happening. There's not one person there. The only media personnel there were from Magic Pass delegation. Clearly, it is not a case that is important to anyone. When I spoke to the investigating officer, he turns around and dismisses any sort of queries we had. I asked him, the family just wants some sort of answer, some sort of lead. Do you have any sort of answers? It's been over 72 hours. Turns around and says, no, we're investigating this. We can't give you answers for anything. I asked him, what about the fact that the victim's identity was disclosed, 228A? Is any action been taken on that matter? Have you taken cognizance of the issue? turns around and says, no, we're choosing to focus on the rape and murder and solving that as opposed to focusing on the issue that her identity was disclosed. If a family has an issue, they can raise it. I said, have you told the family that they have the right to raise an issue? Turns around and says, no, we're actually focusing on the crime like I told you. Fine, focusing on the crime. Can you give me any answers on that regard? No, I'm sorry, there's a lot to be done. We can't give you any answers on that regard. There is just an absolute level of disgusting apathy where there is no sense of connect to the fact that a family has lost a daughter who was raped, strangulated, set on fire, has in her own house. I visited the family as well. They're just sitting there being like, we don't know what to do. We don't know what to do. We are not getting any answers. Can someone tell us what is happening? Can someone tell us if justice is going to be delivered to our daughter? This is the situation we are living in when the police is showing absolute levels of apathy. I mean, a family has lost their daughter. The least they can do is turn around and give the family some sort of clarity, some sort of solace, some sort of assuagement that, you know what, your case is on top priority for us. We are attending to it. Absolutely nothing.
That's because this case is not on top priority. Janet D'Souza, we were looking at visuals of that mother. Someone who raised a child up to the age of 24 and then lost that child overnight. Where is the justification for the apathy from the state government? Why hasn't the state government reacted to this? What is it going to need? Are we going to have to do this show every night for the rest of the week for the state government to realize that this is important? I'm willing to do that. But I want to know what you think the state government is going to need to show some sort of sensitivity towards the women and specifically this young girl.
Faye, you're right when you said that the government has failed on all its fronts. They have shown apathy towards this incident and they are not at all sensitive to the incident which has happened today. And I would like to say that the law and the law and order state in the Maharashtra is very bad today. Today we have the Chief Minister of Maharashtra who is heading the Home Ministry, and he has not made a public statement as yet that today what has happened, and he has never consoled the parents of this, nor has the government taken any action on this. The State Minister for Home, Mr. Ranjit Patil, who has been embroiled in a land deal controversy and also in the disproportionate assets case. So he does not have time for all these type of things. When they talk about corruption, they have to see their own ministers what they are doing today in the government. And there is no action on the home front. And the ministers, I think the Chief Minister should appoint an independent minister who can look after the home affairs of the state, which is in dire need today, and the daughters, as you say, are not safe in the streets of Mumbai.
Niranjan Shetty, you represent the BJP government here. What is it going to take? What do we have to do? And I'm asking you here, and let me be very, very clear. I'm asking you here as a citizen of this city, as a woman who lives in the city of Mumbai. I travel, I work, I come in and out of my home at odd hours of the day. I use a home, which was what this girl was doing. She was in her house, she was sleeping when she was murdered. Tell us, Niranjan Shetty, what the government needs us to do. Do we need to come out into the streets and protest? Is that what you want? Do we have to stand in long lines outside the office because apparently that's what you're paying attention to right now? Tell us what you want. What do the women of this city need to do so that the Maharashtra government starts to recognize us as citizens? Tell us what to do and we will do it, Mr. Shetty.
No, I wouldn't come out with any kind of solution right now. Presently I'm seeing right from morning in the newspapers as well as in the debate also, it has been politicized. Janet D'Souza, while speaking, she tried to frame up in such a manner that the law and order situation has totally crashed down in Mumbai city.
There are two incidents back to back.
You should look back. Janet, you should look back during your term, what was the kind of law and order. Number one.
Shetty, you are not answering my question. You are not answering the question that I asked.
I have read. See, I have not visited.
Question that I am
telling you, I am now after your magic bricks.
Please don't do that. Tell us what your government is doing.
Can you please allow me to speak? I am personally going as my neighbor who's just next to me spoke about how it had went. I don't think so that a police officer would divulge everything, a minute detail when the murder or the investigation is in process. I don't understand why this kind of things has to be debated and discussed on the channel, and you need a point-to-point information about it.
Nobody expects Nobody expects the minute and sensitive details.
I will stand with you in case if it does not.
Nobody expects that.
I want to give Trisha an opportunity to respond.
There is one Miss Kamble, Pooja Kamble, who was with her till 12:30 midnight. She herself had mentioned. I was
don't
not there.
think
It
you
is
name the
there in the
people.
newspaper in today's Times of India in
Mr.
Mumbai.
Shetty, if the government of Maharashtra is
Yeah,
picking up its
yeah, then
information from the
Names of
newspapers.
people.
Yeah,
which
I
is
am not
something
disclosing.
you're allowed
It has
to
been
do.
mentioned.
No,
That is what you asked.
that is incorrect
That is what the
information.
investigation
If
officer.
you went on
Now
ground, you
yourself
would realize
are
that is
contradicting
incorrect
your own
information. I
statement.
have gone on ground.
You are contradicting your own statement when the
Mr.
investigation
Niranjan.
officers told
Mr.
you
Niranjan.
allow not to divulge the names of that.
Where
That
did
is
I
the
divulge the name?
Now you are saying no.
I
am
said that is
identifying.
not her name. I said,
I may
did
not
I
be-
divulge the
so it
name?
may be wrong
Listen,
name, but
do
what
not
I'm
make
trying to say-
accusations at me. Currently,
I
I'm
am not
holding-
accusing.
No.
You are mentioning about
I have not
point to
divulged the
point
name
detail
because I know
that
better.
they cannot give point to point when it is in
Why don't
in
you
an
finish that
investigation.
and I'll rebuttal your
Mr.
point? Why don't you
Niranjan,
finish that and
nobody
I'll
is-
rebuttal your
Yeah,
point?
please. You
Can I
can debate
rebuttal?
my point. Yeah.
Can I go for it?
Yeah.
Sir? Okay, fine. One, I did not divulge anyone's name because I know better. When you took the girl's name, I turned around and
It
said,
is
firstly,
mentioned in the newspaper. It
which
is not.
one
It is
second.
public.
Again, if
Okay.
you went on ground, you
That
would
doesn't
realize
mean
the
you
girl's
have to
name you just
repeat
took
it.
is not her real name.
Mr.
It
Niranjan
may be
Shetty.
wrong.
Second
See, I am saying what has
second
been
point.
what is
Mr.
made
Niranjan
public.
Shetty,
Even if she was with a girl till 12:30 in the night,
So
that
what?
does not affect the matters of the case where
No,
she got
but
raped,
I don't think
strangulated
so.
and
Any
set on
kind of
fire.
investigation
Has the
allows
go-
you to have total details of when it is under
Mr.
investigation.
Niranjan Shetty,
Until and unless the
Mr.
culprit
Niranjan
is caught.
Shetty,
You would let me complete with regards
Hey,
to
if I
that.
may,
Nobody
we
has
are
asked
going
no
off track.
arrest
To
and no
understand.
arrest. 3
We are
days you
going
have
off
not been
track.
able
Mr.
to...
Niranjan.
It's not that they're not giving me
3
minute
days you have
details and
not been able to
No, I
apprehend
will
the
pursue.
accused.
That's what I-
But now
I
Mr.
don't-
Niranjan Shetty, Mr. Shetty, okay, one second. Nobody is asking for all the details of the case. Please
Mr.
understand
Niranjan, may
that.
I?
To go and visit to
Mr.
that police
Niranjan,
station. I am
nobody,
going to go.
Mr.
I am going to
Niranjan,
take up that
nobody is
issue.
asking for
Why
the
did you wait
details
for
of
3
the
days?
case. Nobody is ignoring to ask for all the details of the
Yeah,
case.
my-
Why 3 days? 3 days you have not been able to apprehend the accused. Okay, one second. Niranjan Shetty, just give all Niranjan Shetty, Mr. Shetty.
It has not happened like what happened
That
in
is even
Delhi
more
or somewhere
dangerous.
else.
People are coming to
That
your
is
house and doing it.
that is
It's so
what-
much worse
Now you
It is
now
worse.
see what I'm
Hey,
trying
may
to
I-
say. You cannot
Let us not
attach
put
those
both
two
the
things
debate.
together with the law and order issues.
This is law and order, Mr. Shetty. Are you okay? Are you telling me, Mr. Shetty, are you telling me that what happens in the confines of our
Crime
home
against
is
the
not governed by the
What
law?
I am trying to say is what is made public, what I read in the newspaper, I am going by that way. It has been mentioned in that they were there till night. They had gone
So?
somewhere out, then they
So?
came together.
So?
They were late in the night.
What is the
so let
problem?
the police investigate. You can't expect within a day certain things can come up.
As
How
long
can
as
you
there is a
expect that
crime committed on a woman,
every crime there is a police
do not
car,
do
police
that
is there
crime.
to
Vikram Singh,
But
Vikram
it's
Singh,
right
former
that
DGP,
the character of
Yes.
this woman.
Mr. Niranjan.
And that's exactly what we are challenging.
I have no interest in talking about politics.
We have to talk about the present. Talk about the present.
Okay, one by one. One second.
You cannot make such...
One
Talk
second.
about the present.
One second, one by one. First opportunity to rebut to Vikram Singh as a police officer. Vikram Singh, respond to what Mr. Niranjan Shetty just said about the fact that because then Ranjana, I'm coming to you immediately after that. Because she was in her house, it's not a law and order problem. B, because she was out with some friend of hers till late at night, there are details that might emerge here. What does any of this have to do with the fact that a young lady has lost her life in a most brutal fashion and the state government has not even batted an eyelid? Vikram Singh.
Mr. Niranjan, it is in nobody's interest to question the sensitive details about the investigation. But yes, the people have a right to know about the progress made in investigation. Right across the country, from Kashmir to Kanyakumari and from Maharashtra to Assam, all newspaper channels and all newspapers ask the investigating agencies as to the progress and when is the likelihood of the arrest. Is that rocket science? All of us are educated people. We know what is to be asked and what is not to be asked, what can be disclosed and what cannot be disclosed. And I don't know what flight of imagination tells me that if a crime happens inside the four boundaries of my house, that is not in the purview of law and order. That may not be in the domain of public order, but it is very much in the domain of law and order. All burglaries, all dacoities and murders, many of them, most of them do happen in the confines of the house. And therefore to say that anything happening within the house is not in the domain of law and order, I really don't know what book of law tells us that. Therefore, instead of trying to bulldoze and silence our opponent, we must give cogent and logical answers. The very fact that the police have not come out with any reward, they have not announced any reward, and to say that they have not taken action under 166A of the IPC, and there are not very many such registrations against the law enforcement agencies, also speaks volumes. Either everything is hunky-dory in Maharashtra, or there is no delinquent police officer who registers all cases faithfully and implements the rule of law. It is for everybody to decide what is the ground reality. Sir, Madam Trisha has made very pertinent points, and it is for us to answer and give cogent answers to them. We cannot sweep on these things underneath the carpet and allow grass to grow underneath our feet. We have failed our daughter once. Let us not repeat, and let us at least be accountable to our conscience.
Like, very well said. Vikram Singh, I want to bring in Ranjana, and I'll give everybody a chance to respond here. Ranjana,
Can I?
and let me make it very clear, I have no interest in talking about politics tonight. It makes absolutely no difference to this case. There is a government in power, a government of the day. I want accountability from my government. That is my only demand. Ranjana.
Yes, I think I would like to ask him question. He is seeing politics in it. Is she not a citizen of this country who has been raped and killed, who has been burnt to death? Does she not have a right to go out and to party and to meet friends and come back whatever time of the night at home? So that's what you're trying to convey to the girls of India, that you as a citizen, if something happens at home, that doesn't become a law and order situation. And also, wait, now let me complete. I heard you.
Don't mislead the public and don't put anything in my mouth.
No, wait.
Sorry, ma'am. With due respect to you, I don't say that I said like that.
Please let me
I only mentioned what was mentioned in the newspaper, that she was there till 12:30 at night. Her one of her friend was there with her. She was alive at that point of time, and that is how the investigation began.
Niranjan Shetty, let her finish her point. Niranjan Shetty, let her finish her point.
But I wouldn't allow her to speak something else which I have not spoken.
Okay, please heard your point.
Because your government has failed to act. So you all are coming to the channel and shouting. That doesn't help. We are not going to be silenced by your shouting.
Don't mislead the people.
I'm asking you a very pointed question. What stops the MLA? Listen, what stops your MLA to visit that area? What stops your minister to put the case on priority? What stops your home minister to tell the police to act? Wait, no. So
all the more reason, Niranjan Shetty, you bring this up when the monsoon session is on.
All the more reason.
All the more reason. Where is the head of the Women's Commission of Maharashtra?
Act at that time. The session is on, then police duty is only to protect the politicians.
It's to win. That's what you're trying to say. Okay, Niranjan Shetty, it is a 1 hour flight. 40 minutes between Nagpur and Mumbai. The winter session is on in Nagpur.
I was there in Nagpur yesterday. I know how much time it took and how much time it delays the flight.
Are you telling me the MLAs in Nagpur cannot take time out to make a visit?
I'm telling you, people are listening.
Niranjan Shetty, Nagpur and Mumbai are not that far away. You cannot tell me that because your MLAs are in Nagpur, they cannot make a visit. Where are the priorities? What is the priority for the Maharashtra government right now?
To attend the wedding, they will go anywhere. To attend any kind of function, they will go anywhere. But it is not a priority.
As a representative of a political party which is in the government, I said I am personally going after this show.
Brinda Adige, go ahead.
My question is that there may be assumptions and illogical statements made somewhere in print media or elsewhere. That does not mean that you should repeat it, because time and again we have politicians and we have men and women in general who will character assassinate rather than look at the crime that has been committed. A life has been taken away, brutally raped. These are not issues that are raised. These are not concerns that are looked at, but other issues are looked at. What are we doing with our system? What is the police doing? And why would I just brush it off and say that this is not a law and order situation, this is not a law and order concern? It is both a law and order concern as well as crime. Because right now, the police over there do not have any data related to that particular area. No data related to so-called offenders, maybe even convicts, people who are on parole. Why are all of this data not being updated, and why isn't it being studied and researched? Is this the importance that one would give to this life that has gone?
Can I reply to you? Now, haven't you read that the police is coming out taking all the data about the mobile towers and everything? Had it happened before them, wouldn't have they stopped? These incidents has happened, and thereafter whatever steps needs to be taken by the department, they are taking. They are trying
what crime happens in front of the police? What crime happens in front of the police? Niranjan Shetty,
that's what I'm trying to
what
say.
Do you think?
Now
Had
they
it
are
happened in
finding
front
out,
of
they
them,
are
they would
taking
have
the
caught
details
him.
from the mobile towers, from where at that point of time, at that midnight,
that crime happened in front of
which are the
police.
mobiles that were active during those days? Is it not a part of investigation? Should they share that which numbers were
more
there
police
active?
patrolling.
Yesterday, Vikram Singh had suggested, that all of the offenders in that neighborhood should have been rounded up and questioned. And you said, Vikram Singh, if that had been done, there would have been headway being made. There is zero headway that has been made 3 days after this crime.
I want to mention, say here, that
I'm
this case,
I reiterate that all the old offenders and those who figure in the Thana dossiers,
I do not know during his tenure and what kind of situation, how many efforts that he has taken in the past when he was a DGP.
Focus on the case, Niranjan.
I want to mention
I don't understand being a former DGP and also accusing the policemen when they are.
Let's not ask what the previous political party did.
I fail to understand the former DGP taking such kind of...
One second. First of all,
you will not understand, Mr. Niranjan, you will not be able to understand
I
the
fail to
professional matter
understand
and
because
requires
you
certain
have said
degree
as
of
the
professionalism.
Yeah,
you will not understand. And absolutely because it requires a degree of professionalism. And your question is as frivolous as all their arguments are.
We were not even able to meet the person.
It is as frivolous.
Niranjan Shetty, may I please say something? May I please say something?
You never
One second. Niranjan Shetty.
Just for speaking to us.
Frustration is writ large.
Niranjan Shetty.
The government which is allowing that all crimes should be reported.
This is a government that is doing nothing. This is a government that is doing nothing. Let's just all...
You are the government in power. You can change.
Stop for a second.
You can bring in advancement, scientific, technology, whatever. Why are you worried about the previous government?
If the police is not doing his duty, then it would have been there.
He is not doing his duty.
Now the police is doing the duty.
How do you know that he is doing the duty?
It's hardly a day.
please Mr. Niranjan listen to others also.
Mr. Niranjan
the Maharashtra
no, you
state,
cannot. One day.
the Maharashtra
3 days, Mr. Niranjan Shetty, 3 days.
Please allow others to talk also.
Why don't you
The Maharashtra State Women Commission is appointed by the government to look after crime against women. Where is the Maharashtra State Women Commission? They have not even paid a visit. It is not one chairperson, but there are members around. It is not politicizing. It is the Commission's duty to say that the crime rate is not going. I mean, it's not there in this city, and they have not even visited the victim's house. They have not even gone and consoled the people. They have not even seen whatever action has been taken against them. The government has failed on all its fronts.
Okay, let's just stop for a second. I just want to take 1 second for our entire panel to stop and breathe for 1 second. This is what, out of respect for the young lady who has lost her life, this is what we are going to do for the remainder of this debate. We will not bring up politics because it does not matter. We will not make this personal to anyone on this panel because it does not matter. What matters is that a young lady of 24 lost her life, Mr. Niranjan Shetty, 3 days ago on Monday night, and no headway has been made in that case. My question is simply this, and I promise you, Mr. Shetty, you've been on this panel, on this show before. Our questions are completely political party agnostic. It does not matter to us which party we're talking about. My question is this: there is a government of the day in Maharashtra, there is a home minister, there is a chief minister, and there is a women's commission. All of them have very clear jobs to do. What have they done so far with regard to this case? It is a very simple question. You have not answered it up till now. Please answer. Simple question. What has been done by any of these people with regards to this particular case? 3 days have been passed.
What I can assure you just now is, as a representative of a BJP, I am personally visiting the police station, understand the issues what are there, and yes, by
But
tomorrow,
first answer
some of my
Faye's
ministers
question,
or
what
some
has
of
been
my
done?
women commissions will positively go and visit.
I think
I'll
they have
assure
to
you
answer what they
that
have done
such
up
kind
to
of steps will be taken.
So-
Whatever help that we need to do
It takes
to the
3-4
families
days
that
of
is derived.
media to grill you so that you will be able to take action.
Mr. Shetty, I appreciate
So far
the
you
fact
never
that you're
thought
going
that
to
this
make
was
a visit.
necessary, Mr. Niranjan.
I appreciate
You
the
never
fact that
thought-
you're going to make the visit, but that basically, since you have not answered my question, can I assume that the Chief Minister, who is also our Home Minister, has done nothing?
Yeah.
Mr. Shetty.
It's not possible. I do not know. Had it been brought before his notice, he must have really
It was not
replied in
before
this
his notice.
session as well as
It was
he
not
must have
before
given
his
the
notice,
instruction.
Sujay
that
Kantawala. It was
cannot be-
not before the
I
Chief
don't think
Minister's
so.
notice such a
It
gruesome
can be,
murder.
you know,
What is the
all
Chief
such
Minister,
kind of
what is the Chief
directions
Minister
has to
working on?
given-
Sujay
has to
Kantawala.
given
Where are the
to a
priorities?
media. I don't understand. The whatever, if the police people have informed him, he must have really given them the directions. So they must be working on the directions of whatever he must have
Niranjan
told them.
Shetty, let Sujay
So I
Kantawala
don't think
please
so. It
respond.
has to be declared in the channels or the newspaper.
With all due respect, Mr. Shetty, we need to be extremely sensitive and aware
Yeah, I am sensitive
of what has
about-
happened.
I
We need to be
personally would
ashamed.
that,
We need to be
whatever you
ashamed.
mentioned, I would not
Mr.
like to
Shetty,
repeat that.
please,
These- those
please,
people,
I'm
those who
requesting.
have done
Please
kind
listen
of
to me.
heinous crime
Please
should not
listen
be
to me.
left.
Please
I
listen
fully
to me.
agree with you.
Please listen
Let
to
him
me.
listen to you.
It is
Listen to
the constitutional duty of the state to protect its citizens.
Yes.
The state is not doing any favor. They are supposed to do it.
Yes.
And if they don't do it, we are going to face chaos and vigilante justice. And there will be mobs thereafter who will take law into their hands because they'll say, who the hell cares? Nobody's doing anything. So let's take law into their hands. That will be chaotic. So to avoid that, I request the powers that may be and who are watching the show, and Mr. Shetty, you are there as a spokesman, please take extremely cautious and serious view of this matter. Immediately crack down and immediately show the public that you are very serious about what you are doing. It's very unfortunate this happened. There was another chain snatching incident that happened at the station. One young girl has lost her life and a wrong charge has been put on that culprit. He should be tried for murder, 302 murder. He knew that what he was doing. He pushed her out of the train to snatch her. See, these incidents are appalling. And therefore the fear has to be there.
He
that
was
the
booked
law
for
is there
culpable
watching
homicide
you.
and not for murder.
We are watching you and we are there. We'll pick you up immediately. We'll grab you and we'll convict you. That is what is important. That is the need of the hour. Otherwise, we are heading for vigilante justice, which we will not be able to face once it gets out of hand. It's a
Let me make it very
monster.
clear. Let me make it very. I'm going to bring in Trisha here. I would request the panel to allow her to finish her point at this point. Trisha, as a woman who lives in the city of Mumbai, I am currently scared. I feel helpless. I feel unprotected. When I travel and when I walk out of my own office, I feel scared. I feel scared for the children of this city. I feel scared for the young girls of this city. And I feel like the government doesn't care about me. And I'm being honest right now, viewers. This is not political. I feel like the government doesn't care. If we have a representative on this panel who tells us it was not brought to the notice of the Chief Minister, who is also our Home Minister, then who cares? Who cares about us? Trisha.
You know, apart from this case, I've spent the rest of my day today consoling the family of a 4.5-year-old child who's been raped. And it just goes to show you that we are living in a society. I mean, people keep going around saying Bombay is a safe city. Firstly, that myth needs to break. It is really not. People in Bombay need to take more of an onus because we've now reached a situation where the only thing left to do is come down on streets and protest, which I promise you we will do. Because what we're seeming to forget through the whole conversation and this debate where it's become obsessive about 5 years ago y'all didn't do this, 5 years ago this party didn't do that. You've forgotten that this case is about rape, murder. This case is about rape within the confines of one's own house. Second, that the victim's identity was disclosed, her pictures were put up everywhere. Made up lies about how she was out till 12:30, she was out with friends. Even if that were the truth, that has no relevance to the fact that she's dead and raped. And also the fact that it's been 5th of December. To refresh everyone's memory on this panel, this young girl has passed away on the 5th of December at 3:20 p.m. The police were notified. That is the timeline we're looking at. Till date, we have no leads. The police, even if they have leads, they have not done anything to acknowledge, to the family that they're taking issue, that they're looking into the matter, that they are actually trying to console the family. The only thing everyone here is desperate to do is save face, forgetting the fact that women in Bombay are not safe. We've given you statistics, we've given you data that we're getting stalked, there's voyeurism at an all-time high, sexual harassment at the workplace is horrible. Like, what more needs to be done? Does every woman need to be raped every single day for people to realize that, you know what, women are not safe, let's talk about this right now? Is it because we're not a vote bank policy? Is it because I don't get down on streets and protest, which we will do now?
I want to illustrate to Niranjan Shetty and to this panel, and I hope, Mr. Shetty, that you carry this message to our Home Minister, who's Mr. Devendra Fadnavis, who's accountable here. This is how the women, young girls, 20-year-olds, this is how they feel about the city of Mumbai. And while we hear this, we should all hang our heads in shame as the collective that is responsible for these young girls. Listen to what your citizens have to say and how they feel about their government.
I am particularly an outstation student, so like my parents are really insecure about me living over here. Sometimes they call me around 9 or 10 p.m. Like, I have talked to them like this last hour, and like they wanted to check like if I am at my place or not. When we're traveling by train, we come at 6:30 in the morning to travel, and at that time there have been a lot of incidents where people have been following us, and it's not really safe to travel alone by train. You say Mumbai is safe, but it's not. No place is safe because today you cannot trust anyone. Every time you go somewhere, you trust someone. That fears in the back of your head that if I trust them too much, something's going to happen. If I go here at this time, something's going to happen. If I'm traveling by train right now, I need a guy with me, or then something's going to happen. I've seen people outright staring at me, and you stare back at them to get them to notice that I've seen them looking at me, and they'll still stare back and smile, thinking I'm giving them some sort of signal, whereas I'm trying to tell them that please not look at me. It's not nice to be looked at that way, in such a dirty way. Within your own house, you're always, you probably might have a stepbrother, a stepfather, who have any relation, not even a step relation, maybe your uncle or anybody who is molesting you or raping you, so it's not safe even at home. So the mentality of the men has to change. It's not that if you're with your family or outside, it's different. It's just that it can be same both ways too. If you're going to treat us as toys, then you cannot expect us to grow. You cannot expect women empowerment if you don't let us go to that place. If you don't let us be independent, you can't expect us to bring a change in the society. One such thing happens, like if even at 7 o'clock you'll think before leaving your house. When such incident happens, no, ये आपको है ना पूरी like what if you're thinking about yourself, about the person roaming around you. It totally changes. Maybe we can be the next victims. A city like Mumbai is not getting secured. तो मैं दूसरे cities की क्या बात करूँ? Anyone can be the next victim, and always girls are blamed for this thing. So mentality should be changed. Being disgusted because there is no security given to women in the world, and there is no respect given to women in the world. That the men need to understand, like when a girl is alone in the night, it is not an opportunity, it's a responsibility for them.
It's a responsibility, but a responsibility for whom? Sujay Khandawala, whose responsibility are those young girls who just spoke to us saying they don't feel safe leaving their homes at 6 in the morning, they don't feel safe leaving their homes at 7 at night, they don't feel safe taking the train, they don't feel safe going to college. What are they supposed to do? Lock themselves in their houses, Sujay?
The state. It's the duty of the state. And these are young girls from middle class families like you and me who are feeling scared. They are coming on TV and they are feeling scared. They are saying that people are looking at us, people are following us. That is appalling. And therefore, the state has to prove that you don't have to be rich. You don't have to be a famous actor. You don't have to be a rich politician's child to get immediate speedy justice, or that nobody will touch you.
So if Kapil Sharma tweets,
if you're a common person,
Sharma tweets something, then the Chief Minister immediately reacts to that. The Chief Minister has not reacted to this yet. Whose responsibility is it, Sujay Khandawala, in the ministry? Which portfolio does this case come under?
Definitely it comes under the home portfolio. There is no doubt about it, and therefore I have great respect for Mr. Fadnavis personally, and therefore I hope that immediate action is taken and people are shown that what Mumbai police is capable of, and that the state is performing its bold and holy constitutional duty.
Mr. Vikram Singh, whose portfolio does the police of Mumbai fall under?
It falls under the jurisdiction of the Chief Minister, and he should have been proactive. He is the Secretariat, and in his Secretariat there are people who should be guiding him and navigating him through such sensitive cases and asking him and choosing his words and lines, what to say, when to say and how to say. And he has a whole backup team which should have done this job, and not to do this is failing miserably in his mandate.
Brinda Adige, whose responsibility is this case?
When he should have come out openly.
The state government and the chief minister has to take the primary onus and responsibility. There is no excuse, no justification of what happened 5 years ago. The chief minister has to realize that people have entrusted him with their votes, which means they are trusting him. He has a responsibility, and which means he is accountable. And this accountability cannot be wished away. There can be no excuses given. And this is something that he has to reassure the people and tell that my office failed me and I will pull them up. The system seemed to be complacent somewhere and I will make it efficient and effective. And that is the promise he has to reiterate every day. In action.
Ranjana Kumari, I think that it's the basic thing at this point to expect a reaction from our Chief/Home Minister, Mr. Devendra Fadnavis. But what should that reaction be?
I'm so shocked to hear, Niranjan saying that it was not brought to the notice of the Chief Minister. It was in the newspapers,
I said if
television channels,
boss to his notice, he may not make
even
it
today.
public.
Wait. But then even if, no, so wait. I don't understand what you will get your chance to speak, and if you let me say what I have to say, I think you will be getting some benefit of, no, you said that and I'm just quoting you. You just said that and we are very shocked. Because people elect a government, as I said yesterday also, people elect a government, people pose their faith in a government so that this government, this state protects. The origin of state is that. State is because state has to protect people. People will give the will to the state. And that's what happens through democratic election. And if the people who are around Chief Minister, people like you, people who came from your party yesterday, making such insensitive, irresponsible statement, what do we take home? We take home that here is a state, here are these people, they don't care. If it happens to a woman, doesn't matter. So many girls are getting raped anyway. So what do we do? I mean, is that the response, or will you say that nobody will be spared? Immediately the National State Commission should have swung into action. Immediately the Police Commissioner should have swung into the action. Immediately people would have been apprehended to ask for questions. I mean, nothing like that. You never, I have heard after such gruesome incidents that representative of the state comes and says, nobody shall be spared. We are going to get to the bottom of the whole case. We will catch the culprits. They will not be spared. We will set up a fast-track court and nobody will be spared and they will be punished. If you say that the message is loud and clear, but then you come, you start justifying it. Then you come, you start blaming the opposition party. Then you come and you start saying, oh, look at this. Nobody knows. This girl was responsible.
So Mr. you agree that it is Mr. Devendra Fadnavis' responsibility here to react to this case?
We cannot discuss on this channel that what Mr. Devendra Fadnavis has to speak on air. He will say that. I think if it must have come to his notice, he must have informed his subordinates
he knows
and the
about it and he has not said anything, or he doesn't know about it yet, which is the case.
BJP doesn't even know whether the Chief Minister knows about this incident or no. And I think the government should take responsibility.
Mumbai, not for Maharashtra.
But this incident happened in Mumbai and the Chief Minister is responsible for the state of Maharashtra.
Now what I am trying to say, he must have been informed and whatever directions has to be given, he must have given the concerned authority
but
to
then
take the cognizance of the same. And as I said just now, I will personally visit and see
the police have not reacted
silent without assuring his people
to his direction at all.
Till today, nothing has been done.
Janet,
you are trying to tell us that we are asking wrong questions.
Janet,
while talking about
you are asking wrong questions.
We have heard nothing that is moved.
I am saying only don't mislead me.
Now you are saying that after the Thank you very much.
While talking about the safety of women in Mumbai, I would like to tell the government that they should sensitize the police stations, the police officers should take FIRs immediately. Otherwise what we see is that the women are running from this police station to that police station, this jurisdiction and that jurisdiction,
Tell
and
me
they are
one
not, FIRs are
incident
not
in this
taken
present
because they know the law
Tell me
that the
one
zero
incident
FIR
in
can
this
be
present
taken.
government.
You are
Is
asking,
there one
since
incident
you asked,
in
since you
this
asked,
We
present
know the
government?
law, but in
Okay, Trisha
practice
Shetty.
this
We
does
have
not
installed
happen.
so many CCTVs
when she
in
went
this
to the
present
Okay,
commissioner.
okay.
This is
Niranjan,
present
everybody
commissioner.
stop. Everybody stop for 1
When
second.
he was a DCP
Niranjan
in the
Shetty,
government,
you asked a
previous
question, I'm
government,
going to give you an
no,
answer.
He did not
Niranjan
get a
Shetty.
sanction.
Niranjan
My
Shetty.
government
Niranjan Shetty.
installed these CCTVs in the Mumbai city.
1 second, sir. 1 second. Let me point out, in this particular case, there is not a single usable CCTV. Trisha Shetty, one instance where someone went to file a case under this government and was treated badly in a police station.
How can you even answer that question? I mean, Mr. Niranjan, with all due
Yeah,
respect,
you have the data.
I'm telling you, I will tell you with all due respect, you shouldn't be asking such a question because you know
Give me
nothing
the
about
data.
this case.
Let her
Give me
talk.
the
You
data.
want
I'm
me to
not
give you
speaking.
data?
Now you
Niranjan
spoke
Shetty,
something.
no. Niranjan
No,
Shetty,
now
you want me to?
you are-
Okay, fine, I'll
you
give
are
you data.
trying to
Fine,
speak,
I'll give you
yeah.
data.
5 months ago, a 3-year-old was raped, sent to Sion Hospital. Sion Hospital denied her admission because an FIR was not filed. After that, she was sent to Dindoshi Hospital. Even there, the family did not get to admit the 3-year-old child because FIR was not filed. Police has not taken action against the hospital. Till the time it didn't get picked up by the media. That is your one case. You think a 3-year-old getting raped and not being admitted in a hospital is not a serious enough case for you?
Have you brought to the notice of the
This
police
case
commissioner?
also, I'm sorry.
Have you brought to the notice
This
of the
case
police
has,
commissioner?
you want us to do everything, we will gladly
That's
do
what
it.
I'm
Then
saying.
you
You
tell me what
are trying to cite an example.
do
You
that.
are trying to take an example. You have been taking the initiative.
It's for the
You have
police
been
commissioner to be
presented.
proactive.
You have been presented. You have been presented as an activist. No, you are taking
You want to make an example.
That's what I'm saying. No,
You're talking about right now, at this very moment,
No, I'm not talking
what has
about
been
right
why
now.
not? Because you're not telling me about it. How will you not talk about it? You're nothing about the child who was raped. Nothing about the case. You're nothing about the fact that
You all are trying to frame in such a manner that law and order.
No, hang on.
Vikram Singh,
Law and order.
The government
You
will claim that the train station hasn't stopped after installation of the CCTV.
there is no CCTV camera, Mr. Shetty.
It is
When you
deep
go to the
inside.
area
I
tonight,
know
there
that
is a
area.
failure on the part of the government.
Is it at the end? Where is the
failure on the part of the
You
government.
tell me now, where is that
It is not
location?
working.
It is just inside.
It
It
is
is on
not
the road.
just inside. Yes, it is on the road.
It is not on the road.
It is on the road. You can go there.
Yeah, it
You
is
visit
right
the
inside. I know. I just
No,
asked
right
the friend.
inside. Yes, okay.
It's not on the road. The CCTVs are installed at the junction. Don't tell me that it is on the just outside the road. I just found out from my friend where that location is. It is just inside.
Niranjan Shetty.
Yeah, it is just
outside Main Street should be safeguarded because only rape
I'm
only
not
happen
saying.
outside
I'm
Main Street.
saying.
Okay, one
No,
second.
the measures that you are not
One
talking about.
second. One
The
second.
safety
Niranjan
measures that
Shetty,
needed
you
to
are
be
being
done has been
argumentative.
taken.
Has
Please
not
stop.
been taken. Has not
Please
been
stop.
taken. Your 1 second.
Yes.
103 Women's Safety Helpline number. Why does it not work anywhere outside
It doesn't
Bombay?
work. Yes.
Outside Bombay it doesn't work. Why? What is the safety measure? Today, if a woman is unsafe, the number they have asked me to call is 103. I call up 103 outside
Call
Bombay.
up right now.
Outside Bombay it doesn't
Call
work.
up right
You are not
now.
allowed to test
I
the police
challenge you to call
helpline
up
for
right
fun,
now.
Mr.
I called
Shetty.
up last night to
Yeah.
reconfirm.
So ask some
It only
other
works
person
in
to call
Bombay.
up right
It
now.
only works in
Who's
Bombay.
outside Mumbai, call up right now.
Okay. Your police
Ask the
station
person
itself
who's
says no, it doesn't work
this
outside Bombay.
Mumbai city, ask them to call up.
Mr. Shetty, you are not doing the Maharashtra
Please,
government
unfair.
any favors.
Women
It's
are not
very
getting
unfair.
raped.
Just
Why are
alleging
women
something which is
complaining?
not
We
there.
are just making
No,
up
you
the
are
fact
saying
that
you are
women are
sitting in
getting
Mumbai
raped, assaulted.
and then you are
Streets
speaking
are
of
so
outside
safe.
Maharashtra.
One second.
I'm
I
saying
want-
let's
one
discuss
second,
the issue
one second. Niranjan
where the
Shetty.
child was strangulated or bought.
Let's discuss it, but you don't
Yeah,
think
let's
about this
discuss
issue.
that.
So how will you discuss it?
Let me bring
But
it.
that I
Let me
said,
bring it.
no,
One
let's
second. One second. One
give
second.
them a
One
breathing
second.
space
sensitive,
and
you
let
are being-
the
I'm running out of
police
time.
officer investigate.
The police officer is not
They've
even
done nothing.
investigating the fact that the victim's identity
I
has been
don't think so.
disclosed.
The police officer
He is
would not
not.
investigate.
He is not.
And if he has
You want
not
to take
done,
my
we'll
word
take him
for
to
it?
the task.
Please,
Yeah,
wait.
right.
Please,
You
wait.
bring
I'm
to
so
the
glad you
notice
mentioned
the
that.
name of the
Please, you
person
are so
who's
glad you
not
mentioned
taken.
that. The
I'll
investigating
personally take up
officer,
this issue
please
and send
I
it
am
to the
so
Home
glad
Minister.
you mentioned that because
It's
tomorrow
very-
I am taking issue of that. Tomorrow I am filing an FIR.
Please do.
So
Please give me that
Please
detail about
join
it.
us. Please join us.
I will positively
Okay,
join you.
Very
all right,
glad.
we've run out of time. We've run out of time. Ladies and gentlemen, we've run out of time. We've established this much. We are supposed to bring it to the Commissioner of Police's notice when something happens. We are supposed to bring it to the Home Minister's notice when something happens. We are supposed to bring it to the Chief Minister's notice when something happens. I dare say we are supposed to tell the Women's Commission also, because apparently these people have no clue what's happening in their own city. Let me also point out that the police have told our reporter that there is no CCTV footage to go on this case. This is one of the reasons why they have no clue what to do. The state government after 3 days has made no reaction whatsoever. They have not even taken this into consideration. And we will do this every night, Mr. Niranjan Shetty. I will sit here every night and bring it up every night until there is enough embarrassment created for the government that the government does something about it. I am glad you made a promise that you will do something about it, but I will sit here every night until something is done, because it is not fair to assume and to ask the women of this city to continue with their lives under these circumstances. It is not fair to us to ask us to live half lives constantly looking over our shoulders because you people just don't care. We will sit here and make this government accountable if it is the last thing we do. That is my promise to you viewers tonight. Thanks for watching.